Hello, I am glad you are here. I'm Dr. Kimberly Garver, member of the Department of Radiology and Michigan Medicine. I am here on behalf of my wonderful colleagues, Dr. Catherine Maturin, an outstanding leader in our department as well as in the field of radiology, and Dr. Amy Young from the Ross Business School and Center for Positive Organizations at the University of Michigan. We were fortunate to have 3 undergraduate students assist us in this project, which was funded by a grant from the Michigan Medicine Wellness Office. This is a series of 16 short 10-minute modules based on the seminal book by Dr. Kim Cameron entitled Positively Energizing Leadership. Dr. Kim Cameron is one of the 3 founders of the Center for Positive Organizations, which is trying to change the world of work into a more life-affirming, humane place, while at the same time producing often dramatically higher performance. We have one introductory module that shares the principles of what positive energizing leadership is and what it can do. The next 15 modules discuss one leadership attribute that was found across many different industries to be empirically validated to improve workplace well-being and performance. The great news is that each of these attributes and behaviors are easily accessible, can be learned, free, and require no additional staff or resources. Today, we will be discussing the first attribute, helping others without expecting anything in return. Positive, energizing leadership is not an exchange relationship. A quid pro quo is not expected or assumed in interactions. Positive energize contribute altruistically for the benefit of others without expecting recognition or reward. Positively energizing leaders help others flourish without expecting a payback. By comparison, de-energizing leaders ensure that they themselves get the credit. Positively energizing leaders are all about supporting others. They inspire and encourage, help others to produce growth, development, and self-improvement. They exude a type of light or energy that is uplifting, and they help others to become their best. This is in contrast to de-energizing leaders who are always at the front and in charge and are always seeking attention or the limelight away from others. Positive relational energy is significantly enhanced when individuals express generosity and altruism and contribute to others' well-being. Many studies have demonstrated that giving rather than receiving is truly more important for well-being. These are just 3 examples of studies in Kim Cameron's book, which have shown how contribution to others enhances well-being for the givers. There were improved health outcomes in dialysis patients, better grades, sleep, and self-assessment among high school students, and higher self-efficacy and mood among patients with multiple sclerosis when these 3 different groups focused on their contribution goals rather than what they themselves achieved. In your own home and work teams, focus first on how members contributed to others in addition to what they themselves have achieved. Dr. Adam Grant is an organizational psychology professor at the Wharton School of Business, and he further expands on this idea of giving in his well-known book, Give and Take. I highly encourage you to watch this 15-minute entertaining and enlightening TED Talk by Adam Grant. He has studied over 30,000 people in diverse organizations and cultures across the world, and his results about givers and takers in organizations will surprise you. Across many cultures and industries, The distributions of takers, givers, and matchers is similar. Matchers, representing approximately half, protect themselves by seeking reciprocity. Many would like to be givers but feel too vulnerable. Givers, which represent the smallest portion, pay the most attention to what others need from them. And takers put their own interests above the needs of others. Giving, taking, and matching are three fundamental styles of social interaction, but the lines between them aren't hard and fast. Cultures with more givers are likely to have higher productivity, efficiency, customer satisfaction, as well as reduced costs. It's important to hire mostly matchers and givers, but to weed out takers, as their impact on teams is much more detrimental. One way to discover takers in interviews is to ask people, who have you helped succeed in their careers? Takers will tend to mention only those above them, while givers and matchers will mention people below them in the hierarchy of organizations. Takers tend to kiss up and kick down in their interactions with others. So how do givers perform in the organization? The surprising truth is that givers are overrepresented on both ends of the spectrum. They are often the least and the most successful people in organizations. If givers do not practice what is called otherish, smart giving, and are entirely selfish, they can burn out and sacrifice too much of their time for the sake of others. However, focused givers who are more intentional and thoughtful about how they give will rise to the top. Successful givers tend to generate win-win situations where they succeed. Their colleagues are elevated and the organization performs better. Takers tend to succeed quickly, but also stall quickly after others learn what they're all about. What goes around comes around. When takers win, usually someone else loses. Matchers tend to be in the large middle by mostly playing it safe. Here are some practical tips and tricks about how to be a more strategic, otherish giver. Help your selfless givers not burn out. Coach them to be more strategic. Specialize in the 5-minute favor. Make introductions, give small pieces of advice, give positive, constructive feedback. And get the right people on the bus. Hire with a focus on matchers and givers. And encourage a culture of help seeking, as this will produce more givers. Here are some additional things to remember about giving. Strategically choose when to say yes. Be thoughtful about how, when, and who you might give to. And ask, how did you contribute versus what did you achieve? Remember the importance of contribution. Remember that every no frees you up for a yes that matters most. You can also volunteer together as a group in the community. Participate in giving as a department or a work unit on MLK Day as an example. If you have time, break into small groups to discuss these questions over the next 15 to 20 minutes. Small groups are best kept at 4 to 6 people maximum. Please assign one person in the group to report insights learned from the group back to the larger group when we return. What did you learn that resonated with you? What did you learn that challenged or surprised you? What suggestion might you implement for yourself? What suggestion might you implement in your work setting with others? What else did you hear?